Hello, let's cover my bearish and bullish scenarios for Ethereum. Starting with the bullish scenarios. So here we're counting this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish wave 1. ABC, W, ABC, X, A, B, C, and finishing a wave Y. And now we have finished the higher degree wave 2. Looking now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 upside. So this is now a bullish scenario. So this is also a bullish scenario, but in the short term it's bearish. So here we have wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, ABC, same as the other one, W, X, A, B, C. And now we are finishing this A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with an ending diagonal, finishing wave Y, finishing wave 2. So in short term, this is bearish, but after that we are looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, higher prices. So bullish in long term. The only scenario that is bearish is this one. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finished impulse, and now we are looking for way lower prices. So here we have wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 3, 4, 5 into 3, 4, 5, and so on. Way lower prices. So which one of these have the highest probability? This bearish scenario is showing a lot of bad counting, not bad counting, but bad guidelines. Here it is fine, 1, 2. This is also fine as a 1. But then we hit this 2, which is very deep. It's almost invalidated at this point. So that is very unusual for wave 2. And then we have wave 1, 2, 3, a super long wave 4 over 6 fib time, which also hit the 61.8. Yeah. And after that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. This also hit the 61.8, and now a 5 here, 4, 5, and so on. This doesn't break any rules, but it validates it has all the bad guidelines hit, basically, that you don't want to see. So that is why this has a lower probability. So then we need to decide, if there are only 3 scenarios, basically 2 bullish and 1 bearish, which one of these have the highest probability? If we are counting this down as a W, X, Y, and a finished wave 2, and now looking for upside here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, this move down needs to be finished. And as you can see here in the count, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The proportions here is not really what you want to see. It doesn't break any rules, anything like that, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 is super short compared to 2 and 1, and also the fib targets for it is not really what you want to see, but nonetheless it is acceptable counting, but you can see the proportions are off. If you compare that with the proportions of this ending diagonal, where you basically stretch it a little bit, so W, X, A, B, C, and now we have better proportions, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now looking for wave 5. So it basically comes down to the local price action, because here, this move down, we are looking for an ABC, like a zigzag family structure, not an impulse. An ABC is consisting of an impulse, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have an ABC. But we are not looking for a we're not looking for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish, because you can't finish an ending diagonal with an impulse like this. You need to have a zigzag family structure. So if this needs to be a zigzag family structure, and this is also a zigzag family structure, we don't really know now what is highest probability. Is it done here or is it not done? Because this is looking for a zigzag and the other scenario is looking for a zigzag. The only difference is that this zigzag is taking out this low. And in this case, you can see that this zigzag does not take out that low because then it's invalidated. So if we hit this low probability wave 2 I have written here at 2675, basically 2676, then it's a low probability that this is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, and that is a higher probability that we are ABC, ABC and going down a bit more. And also the invalidation here, if that is hit, well then it's a no-brainer. Then we are looking for either this one or the impulse down. So it all basically comes down to, if we take out this invalidation, then we have quite a lot more downside. And also the invalidation for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the wave 5 cannot be longer than wave 3, so therefore if we hit 2065, then we need to resort to this, the impulse, the ugly impulse I would call it, 1, 2, 1, 2, with all of the guidelines that I mentioned before was not it's not looking good for this one. So yeah, if we take out this low, this scenario has the highest probability, and if we take out this and move on beyond that, yeah, then we need to resort to this ugly impulse, so to speak. So it very much depends on what happens on the local time frame. So if we take a look at this move down, so this I analyzed a couple of days ago. This had a way higher chance or probability of being corrective, because you needed to basically count this as a 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and after that you were expecting a free fall. But as I mentioned here in my count, let's see here, you can see that you can count it as a leading diagonal, but leading diagonals are rare structures, and you need to have a WXY to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to have this sort of leading diagonal. And the proportions here, you can see that the wave 1 is very long in comparison to wave 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and so on. It's not breaking any rules, but it's just about guidelines and what is most probable. So it's still valid, because Ethereum has been looking very, I would say, unorthodox lately. So yeah, I wouldn't count this out, but it has a higher probability that it was corrective and or that it was done. So the move down was not really surprising, but the move down now in the nature is basically how it will decide what happens next. Because if we get an impulse 1 2 3 4 5, you need to take out the low, because 1 2 3 4 5 and ABC up, and then you don't really have any more, you don't have any more room, because you can't end an impulse, you can't end with a 5-way structure, because this wave cannot be a C. So otherwise this needs to be an A and this is a B, and that is way too short and all of that. So yeah, you can't really end with an impulse. So if you get a 1 2 3 4 5, expect the low to be taken, and if we expect the low to be taken, then this scenario is invalidated and we need to resort to this scenario and basically looking for more downside until we hit this and the other scenario takes precedence. So yeah, this is what we're working with. So here we have an A, B, C, which is favoring this being a 1 2 3 4 5 leading diagonal. But as we have right now, the length of wave C is over 161.8, which is very uncommon for a zigzag wave C, and it's much more common for a wave 3. So yeah, keep all that in mind. It's basically a treasure hunt with the maps. If this is this, then go over to to this, and if that is taken out, blah blah blah, and you, yeah, so you kind of need to switch between different scenarios and invalidate them one by one. So basically, to sum it up, it has higher probability of more downside. That's pretty much it. But after that, all of this structure that we have here, this move down, this doesn't count well as an impulse. It counts so much better as some form of a corrective structure, like a three-wave WXY or a finished WXY. And therefore, it is not so long we need to wait before this or that the other move is over. So here and after that, I expect a lot of upside, if nothing extraordinary happens during the time there. So you gotta be able to take all of the possible scenarios into consideration after the market tells you some things, and adjust your counting accordingly. So, but yeah, to sum it up a third time, more downside is the highest probability right now. That was it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you had a great day as always.